Hey everyone, I'm Lauren from My Something Beautiful Life, and since it's been a while since I did a planner update, and since it's also July 1st right now, I figured this would be a good time to talk about why I have so many planners here and what I'm using them all for. So some of these are ones that I've been using for the past month or so, and some of them are ones that I'm moving into for the foreseeable future, you know, until I change my mind again. But I figured I'd just go through all of them with you and just share what I'm thinking for these. So the first two that I have right here are my main staples. So I have my Moxie Life flagship, and this is one that I've been using on and off all year. I have been getting back into it because I'm really liking the weekly view. It's been really helpful lately. And I'm not really doing anything fancy with it. I'm really just writing down anything I think of that just needs to be here. It's pretty basic, but it's been helpful for me. I'm also keeping track of my goals in here. I'm trying to get back into that because I did let off on it for a little while. It's been a crazy start to summer, although I feel like I say that every time. Like, there's always something crazy going on. But I'm trying to refocus on my goals and my plans and just getting things written down so I don't forget them, because I've been really struggling with that lately. Not even necessarily that I am forgetting things, but that I'm stressing that I'm going to forget something. And so writing things down really helps me with that, as long as I go back and look at it. Because writing it down alone, I mean, that does help with the memory a little bit, but unless I actually go back to look at it, then I probably will forget. So that's just a basic idea of how I've been using this one. It's not super complicated. I mean, none of my planners are really fancy. I'm not really into decorating much right now. I might do a few like random seasonal stickers or something like that as I go along, but mostly my plan is to just get things out of my head and then be able to go back and find it again later. The next one that I have is the Erin Condren Daily Duo. This is the A5 size, which I love. I tried the 7x9 last year and I was not a huge fan of it. Honestly, it was just a little too big and bulky for a daily planner. I like that size for weekly planners, but I really don't need that big for a daily. I love the A5 size for a daily. So I really don't have anything set up in here at all. Like nothing. I've written nothing down. I love this design, the new wildflowers pattern. I think it's so pretty, and so I love that. I love the colors of it. And then I have this inspired dashboard that's also from Erin Condren. And what I love about this is that I can keep a running to-do list, and then also I can have a short overview of my week. Since the Daily Duo doesn't have a weekly view in it, it does have this notes page every week, but I would like to utilize that a different way, and I'm not entirely sure how that's going to be yet, but I don't want to use this as my weekly plans page. I know some people do that and it works great for them, and that's awesome. That's just not my style, and so I'm going to really try to use this dashboard. And then I love that I can just have the list here and just other little things I need to remember. And then this can move between each day and just help me keep track of some of those other little details that would get lost if they were just like on a specific day. So I love writing things down each day, but then if it's something I need to remember later, I will move it to this so that it can keep going with me as I turn pages. Because let's face it, I'm very much out of sight, out of mind. And so if I don't have it in front of me, I'm not going to go back and look at it unless I know specifically something I'm looking for that I wrote down. I'm not just going to randomly go back and look at past pages, be like, is there something I forgot? Like, that's not going to even occur to me. I need something that will continue on and move through the pages. And bonus, it makes a really good bookmark. So that's awesome. And I have some really fun wet erase markers right now. I have the white ones, and then that new set that they came out with. It's yellow, pink, and like teal, or not teal, turquoise. Like a light blue with a little hint of green, that kind of color. And so I have all those markers I can use, and I really love them. I think they're really cool. And so this just gives me an excuse to use those too. I was using the Petite Planner. You can barely see it over here. The Daily Petite Planner for a while at the beginning of this year, but since I was gifted this Daily Duo, and I honestly love it so much, and so I figured I would move back into this because I've kind of been missing the coil. It's such a mixed thing for me because I love the layout of the Petite Planners, and in general I love the Petite Planners. Like, they are one of my staples, as you will see in a minute. But I sometimes struggle with the daily petite planners, and I think it's really because of the coil. Because when I took one of the petite planners a couple years ago and I cut up the binding and coiled it, I loved it and I used it all the time. So I really think it's just a coil. So I'm moving back to the Daily Duo because it is on a coil. I don't often have a lot of scheduled things, but what I've learned to do is just break up this into the 3 sections like it has in the petite planners. And then it basically gives me the same layout. So anyway, this is what I plan to use for my daily planner. And so between this and the Moxie Life, those are kind of my catch-all planners, the ones that my schedule and my to-do list go in. Everything else after that is kind of more of a specialty planner, I want to call it. They each have a specific function and purpose. And so I will talk to you about each of those, but I just wanted to let you know these are the main ones that I'm using. And the reason why I have so many of these other ones is because I have a lot of things that I like to compartmentalize. And so sometimes for my brain, it just makes it easier to have separate planners for different areas of life. And oftentimes a lot of those areas won't fit in here. Sometimes they will. Like, could I fit my meal plans in these planners? Absolutely. But I love the petite meal planner, and so I like using it. Plus, I like seeing my meal plan all on one page because I'm not the type of person that will plan like a meal for a specific day. Like, we're gonna have tacos on Tuesday, and I don't know, I can't make up anything on the spot. But you know, like where you have like a specific day where you're planning a meal. That's not really me. I'm more of the, here's the 5 meals that we're gonna have for dinner this week, and we'll see what we feel like that night. And maybe we'll make all of them, maybe we won't, but at least it gives me ideas. It gives me the starting point. So when I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I'm hungry and it's 3 o'clock and I should probably start making dinner because I need to eat, it gives me the idea. So I don't just get frustrated that I can't think of anything. Not that that would ever happen, because it happens pretty much anytime I don't pre-plan. So anyway, yes, I could put meal plans in here, but I like them all on one page because then I can just go back and look at my ideas and see what I want to have for dinner that I know that we have all the ingredients for. All right, so then moving on to my on-the-go folio, and I'm going to move this one out of the way. So like I said, I absolutely love the on-the-go folios and the petite planners. This is probably like one of my consistent things. Like even when I switch back and forth between weekly planners and daily planners, and yeah, in fact, a lot of my like specialty planners, those are the ones that stay more consistent throughout the year. It's my daily and weeklies that vary so much. And I think it's just that there's so many of them that I want to try. I struggle to settle on just one because I just keep wanting to try new things. But then I always go back to the same few over and over again because I just love them. Anyway, back to this. So here's my on-the-go folio. This is in, I don't remember what color they called it, lavender, lilac, something. I don't think they sell it anymore. You might be able to find it on Amazon, but I'm pretty sure it's not one of the options on the website anymore, which is sad to me because I love this one. I think it's one of my absolute favorites for sure. So in here I have, the first thing I have is this on-the-go folio divider. I actually think these might be out of stock right now. They've had them for a long time and I'm worried that they're not coming back but I love these. So if you ever see these in stock or if you find them on Amazon, grab them because they are amazing in these. And they would fit not only in the on-the-go folio from Erin Condren, but they would probably fit in most A5 traveler's notebook style books too. So yeah, I love these and definitely recommend these if you can find them. I will put the link to them below just in case you want to check and see if they are in stock. I think they were out of stock last time I checked, which makes me really sad because I wanted more. And I'm hoping that that doesn't mean that they're not coming back. That would just break my heart. Anyway, so the first thing I have in here, this is actually just a lined notebook. And this is the notebook that I use for project planning and just specific things that are coming up. So for instance, when I was working on the Life Planner launch release in April, I think, I had a lot of little things I was trying to keep track of, and so I put it in here. And what I did was I would just take out this one notebook and I would take it with me. And then if I needed to reference something when I was not at home, I already had it there. And so any of the ideas I had or things I was trying to remember, I could just write it down right there, and it was so handy to have it with me. I don't usually take my planners out of the house, so like my main on-the-go folio, it stays home. But sometimes I do like to take individual books out, which is one of the great perks of this system, is that they are all removable. You can switch them out anytime that you want something different in here, anytime something's not working. I just love the flexibility of this. Plus I love these books. I love the size of them and the feel, and I don't know, this is just like one of those things that just makes me happy when it comes to planners. So anyway, this is my project one. I also planned, I was going to a girls camp for church, and so I planned out all my packing lists and the things I was trying to remember to bring and the gifts I was planning for the girls, things like that. I put all of that in here too. And so this is just my, like, whatever my focus is right then, this is where I can keep track of all those little random details. So I love having that. This is one of my favorite things. Oh, and also the ollie clips. These little tiny ones, like they're the little babies. They come in a pack of 5. Here, just a sec. Okay, I actually just bought these. These are 2 new packs, but this is what they come like. And I got them on sale. I think they were like between $7 and $8 for 5 little ones. And then the big ones, which let me grab that. So this is one of like the normal size ones. And you can see the difference between the two. These ones alone range between $7 and $8 on sale. So to get 5 little ones, this is my favorite. This is my favorite deal to get. And I love this size. They work perfect for the petite planners. And I just use them to mark my page that I'm working on. I have them in every book, I think, except for this one because I haven't started anything in there yet. But anytime I want to mark my page, I just throw one of these on there, which is why I bought more, because I was using them all and I needed to, I have other little books that I was wanting to keep track of the page that I was working on. So anyway, just wanted to share that. I love ollie clips for the petite planners. So after my project notebook, I have the wellness log, and I put this one second because it's something that I want to use every day. I haven't been super consistent with it lately. I'll use it for a little bit, or mostly like I'll use it for the first half of the week and then I'll forget the second half of the week. But I'm trying to be better about that, so I put it pretty close to the front so that I can get to it easily and just remember to look at it every day. And again, this is one of my favorite petite planners. My 2 staples that are like always in my on-the-go folio are the wellness log and the meal planner. These are the ones that I always have in there. The other 2 vary back and forth depending on what's going on. I had the daily in here for a while, and yeah, I just vary it based on what I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, the wellness log and the meal planner, they're always in here. So then of course we have the meal planner, and where did the one go I had filled out? I thought I just saw it. Anyway, this is a new one, so I don't have much in it yet, but I love using the meal planner, and I explained way more about how I use it just a minute ago, and so I'm not going to do that again to you. But anyway, I think this is like the perfect layout for meal planning. I've even done it to where I put my breakfast ideas here, and then I do 2 weeks worth of dinners, and that works really well for me. Then I can do the shopping list for all 2 weeks and the things I want to meal prep, and I love this layout. I've never found another meal planner layout that just works for me the way I enjoy this one. And then the last thing that I have in here is the travel journal. So I have a trip coming up in about 3 weeks or so, and so I put this in here so that I could start planning for that. I love that it has daily pages, so you can kind of record what you've done for each day. And I really want to utilize that on this trip. So I'm really excited because I've never actually used this one before. And for whatever reason, this particular trip just seems like it will work. Like other trips I've done, it almost seemed like it was overkill. But for this trip in particular, it just seems like it will work really well. And so I'm excited about that. And then here's the back of that on-the-go folio organizer thing, this thing that's in the front too. It goes through the back behind the planners. And so then back here I just have some sheets of stickers, and that's basically it. I also have this elastic, and I've shared this before, but I use this to kind of hold it open. So if I'm writing on one page, then I can hold it over on this side and it will just keep it open. Last time I shared that, somebody did tell me too that if you take the petite planners out and kind of bend them backwards, then they will stay open better. And that's probably a good idea, and I probably should do that. I just haven't yet. So this is what I use. So I always have this elastic here with my petite planners. And then moving into some of my other specialty planners, this is my budget planner. I did a whole video showing how I set this up, and honestly, it hasn't changed. I've been using it. It works well. The one thing that I did change was I created my own budget sheet that just worked the way my brain likes to do my budget anyway. Like I have like a pattern that I go through. So I created a spreadsheet. I mean, it's on paper, but I made it in Excel. But it just goes through like the actual steps of what I normally do, and it just made it so much easier because I don't feel like I'm forgetting things anymore. So that's basically the only thing I changed in here. I mean, it basically looks the same. I did end up putting the little metallic stickers on all of the tabs. So anyway, that's my budget planner. There's really not anything different in there. I can link to the video where I set it up, and that will give you a basic idea. I mean, really, I haven't changed anything. I do have plans to add in some things. It's just not something I've done yet. But this is one of the planners that is pretty consistent. I always need a budget planner, and this is something that needs to be in a separate planner for me. I can't use this in my normal planner. Like, there's just not enough room. I've tried it before. I would basically need like 3 or 4 just lined sheets of paper each month in a normal planner in order to keep track of my budget in there, and that's just not something that's feasible. It's all in a separate binder, and I know where to find it. What I like is that I can just pull it out when I need it, but otherwise it just stays on my desk and it's fine and out of the way. So there's my budget planner. And then another one that's pretty consistent is, this is an Erin Condren monthly planner, and this is my content planner. So this is all things YouTube, my blog, Instagram. I do have a couple different websites that I run, and so any of that goes in here. One of them doesn't have a whole lot, so it's mostly the My Something Beautiful Life things, but all of that is in here. And so basically, if I can get to, let's do August. So you get a monthly calendar, and then after that, you have this dashboard page, and then you just have some note pages. And so basically, I really just write down whatever it is that I need for that month. Any reminders, any specific notes on some sort of content that I'm working on. So there's not even really something that I can show you that's like set up, because it just varies every month. It's just whatever I need at the moment. So that is my content planner. And then one that is new to me is this. This is a day designer. It came from Amazon. I think it cost like $3 because I just bought it like a month ago. So I bought it in June, so it's half over already. But for one, I think it's so pretty. I love this flower pattern. It actually even has this open here at the top, so that if I wanted to put something else in there, I can do that. And what I use this for is, in my church, I do a lot with social media in our local area. And I have 2 different ways that I do that. I do it for our whole local area, and then I also run the Instagram account for the youth in our area. And so with all of that, I just needed a place to write down different things that would need to be posted, but I use it to keep track of the events that are related to the youth, so I can remember to post those things for them, and things that are related to our local area, so I can post those. But anyway, again, it's pretty basic. In fact, there's very little in this. I don't do a lot on the day-to-day basis. I just write when I'm going to post and what I'm going to post about, or if I already did it, what I did post, just so I have a record of it and I can see how often I'm posting. So that's what this one is for. It is a weekly planner. In the very beginning, it has like this pocket, and then let's see, we'll go to the beginning of this one because I know there's nothing there. Here's the monthly calendar. And this is a large planner. This is an 8.5 by 11, so it's pretty big. And so I love these boxes. I love that they're lined for one thing, but they're just huge. And then this is the weekly schedule. So there's just some lined section here, and then there's a to-do list, which is just perfect for what I need. And that's pretty much it. Like, there's not a whole lot of bells and whistles in this one, and it's just perfect. I just needed something really simple and basic. I could have gotten away with the smaller size, but for some reason the smaller size was like $13 and this one was $3. So $3 it is. This one is just working perfectly for what I need. So this is the newest planner to my lineup. And then the last planner that I want to show you is my teacher lesson planner. And this is what I plan to use for work come August. We're on summer break right now, and so there's not really anything to keep track of. So I also have a video where I showed you how I set this all up, so I'm not going to go into that in too much detail. I did uncoil it and recoil it. I took out all of the previous months except for August through the end of the year. And so that's all that's in here for calendar wise. It is on a skinnier coil. It's just really small. I think it was a notebook coil before. And yeah, I added in some more lined note pages, I think. But anyway, I go through all of that in the video. So if you want to watch that, I will link to it up here and then also down below in the description in case you want to see it. But yeah, this one won't actually be needed until August. But since I have it and I was planning to use it soon, I thought I would show it to you anyway. So this is the teacher planner. Oh, and I'm not a teacher. That's why I had to set it up for what I need. I do work in schools, but I don't work as a teacher. So I did adapt it a little bit for the things that I need to keep track of. But yep, this will be my work planner. And then the last thing I want to show you is actually not a planner. This is more, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of more journal style. But this is actually my church journal planner, something, I don't know. So this cover is actually made by a company called In the Leafy Treetops. I got this cover for $5. I have another one too that I got that's like black and white roses. It's really, really pretty. They were $5 each, and these are amazing quality. They are so, so thick, and they have pockets on the inside. Like, these are so cool. I mean, look at all the different pockets that are in here. I'm so impressed with the quality of this for $5. I don't know why they're selling them for $5. It's possible that they're not selling them for $5 anymore, but in case you want to go check them out, I will leave the link in the description, and I think I have a referral link, and I want to say you get $5 off, so it's possible that you could order one and get it for only the cost of shipping. I don't know for sure if that's how it works, but I will leave the link in the description in case you do want to check it out. But these are really, really awesome, and they hold 6 different notebooks in it. And the notebooks that I bought from the company itself are half letter size. They're actually a slightly less wide than a half letter size, but you can see in the back, I have one of the petite planners from Erin Condren, and it fits in here perfectly. The planner itself is actually a little wider than it needs to be for the notebooks that the company sells. And so even though the petite planners are a little bit wider than their own notebooks, like you can, I'm trying to get a good lineup of it because it shifts. Anyway, so there you can see that it's a little bit wider, and these are a little bit taller, the ones that come from the company. But they all fit in here really well, and I don't know, I'm just really loving this. So the first thing that I have in here is just, it's a regular lined notebook, and I've been using this as a prayer journal. I hope to get into that more, but I'm just learning how and starting that, so that's what this first one is. The next things I have in here are actually scriptures, like it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so I just have the 4 books for those. I do have the rest of the set for the New Testament, but these are what I've been studying recently. And so this is just what's in here at the moment. And I love this because it's wide margin. And so I can put in my stickers and my notes and all of that. I've been really loving the wide margin scriptures lately. I've been seeing them in a lot of different forms, and I find them very helpful because I like to write a lot, and I love writing directly next to the text. So these have been really fun. And then after I move out of these ones, I will probably just put in the next 4 books. But I just love this whole setup, how I can have my prayer journal, my scriptures, and then also here, this is notes that I take during church and meetings and things like that. So that goes in the back, and then of course there's a pocket here. I don't have anything in it, but yeah, so this is, I don't know if you want to call it a planner. It's more like a journal and scriptures and things like that, but I just wanted to show you that. If for nothing else, these folios are really awesome, and I think if traveler's notebooks are something you're interested in, I think you should go check these out. because I've been really happy with these. And they have a ton of different designs, and they have some solid colors, and I love the brand that they come from. They have so many fun things. So anyway, they also have planners too. I have never tried their planners, but they do have a planner that they create. And they have it in Traveler's Notebook, and they also have it in Coiled. So anyway, I will link to them below, and you can go check them out if you are interested. But I just wanted to share that with you because this is just another planner-like thing that I've been using lately. So that pretty much wraps up my current planners. Like I've said, it changes frequently, and so who knows what I'll be doing by next month. But I'm pretty happy with my system right now, and so hopefully it will stick around for a little bit. We'll see how that goes, especially once school starts again. You know, summer is always different than the school year when that's something that affects your life. Like if you work in the schools or if you have kids that are in school, something like that, summer is always different. But for the moment, I really like my system. And so it may seem like a lot of planners to some, but for me, it fits what I need. And I don't use all of the planners every day. Some of them I don't even use every week. I just use them as needed, and I just have them available to pull out when I need it, and then I know where to go back to find specific information. I just love that about my system. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. If you like planner videos, I would love it if you subscribed and stuck around for a while, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.